Hi, I'm Wesley Johnson. Welcome to Jackass, the Cinemapologist review. That's customary now, I think. What's up, everybody? We're back. Wes, and this is Luis.
What's up?
Not Lewis, which is how I've been spelling it every time.
No offense.
I mean, I owe you an apology because he did correct me after the first time, and then I don't even know anymore how many we've done at this point because they err after we have them sort of banked up a little bit.
True.
And I've spelt it wrong a couple times, so I'm sorry. We went and saw Jackass Best and Last, and we're going to talk about it.
I didn't know that it was going to be a lot of replays of previous stunts.
Oh, you honestly didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Oh.
Okay, and I know we talked about it a little bit in post-movie. We walked out of the theater, local mall and shit.
That's crazy because
threw me out.
If it wasn't that, I guarantee you, slim chance I would have went to see this movie.
I see.
Very slim chance I would have went. Nobody needs new Jackasses. We're going to talk about all that stuff. Jackass, Best and Last, it's like riding on that hype of, in my opinion, kind of an era long past. I mean, we both, obviously we got somewhat of an age gap there, but we both, in some aspects, grew up appreciating different eras of Jackass.
Yeah.
Obviously, for me, it goes all the way back to CKY, how that sort of molded the framework that I think is what would become Jackass. Viva La Bam, I was all about Viva La Bam at the time. I watched that shit religiously. And of course, the Jackass series and the early movies, everything about that, I mean, it was a franchise for the ages. I understand the nostalgia aspect of like, hey, let's keep something alive. Some part of us never wants it to die. But, and maybe it's just because I'm fucking old now, but
They're old.
They're old. We are all old. You won't see me taking a fucking bull in the ass for views. Maybe. But I just, I think there's something to be said about don't keep it alive if you can't really keep it alive. I'd rather it end on a good note rather than trying to like drag it on and just not being able to live up to it anymore. I don't know. To me, the best part of the movie, hands down, is being able to review and revisit some of the classic bits, which I do think they got all the bits that come to mind for me. I was gonna go back and revisit and see if there's any that I kind of had forgotten, but I think they hit on most of the best, and some of the unaired stuff was cool.
That was cool. That was cool that they had a lot of unaired things, some like hidden clips from literally like VHS days, it felt like, which
100%.
looked like it. I was like, holy hell.
You're watching it on the big screen and then it's like, right here. I thought that was a neat thing. It's hard to say that it was a bad movie. I mean, you know what you're getting into when you go to see Jackass. You're going to watch a bunch of jackasses. This movie could have done very well as like a I don't know, and a Peacock like exclusive documentary. I would have liked to just see them all sitting down on a couch, and maybe there's a few pranks happening with the couch and the room and whatever. Yeah. But then they're just reviewing the old stuff and they're talking about it and reflecting on the glory days and talking about Ryan Dunn. R.I.P. That to me would have been a better watch instead of all the dicks and assholes.
Obviously, Jackass is not a movie for the average Joe, I would say. I think everyone knows
it never has been.
It never has been. So obviously, we both partake in that kind of cinema. So we went in and definitely bonded because we saw some asses and some penises and some crazy gross stuff. So fair warning, all the typical Jackass gross stuff still there, still prevalent.
But like times 100 though. I mean, there's always been gross stuff. I've had the thought every time I've sat down and then like 5 minutes into a Jackass movie, I'm like, I should not have gotten popcorn. Why do I always do this to myself for decades now? Every time I'm like, oh yeah,
We were so lucky
This was a mistake.
We're eating during like their cinematic intro that they kind of like made like a big deal.
Which is the best part of every movie, by the way. Their cinematic opening and their
ending.
fairly cinematic conclusions are always entertaining. This one's no exception. Though I feel like it's a little bit more pulled back than the previous ones. But there's always been the gross factor. I mean, that's always played a little part in it. I'm sorry, a little disgusting, funny. Too much disgusting. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
That's the hard part is, like, they're obviously all far too old to be doing the dangerous stuff they used to do. And that's the parts, I mean...
You're there for the stunts. You're there for the stunts when someone get fucked up.
When Johnny Knoxville is 20 years old and he's about to go head-to-head with a bull, kind of sometimes literally, I can watch that. That's funny, you know, because he's just a young... dipshit like I am, watching him in his 50s get just
broke out that gray hair,
just destroyed by the bull like he did in the last movie. It was like that. What he was in the hospital forever, you just don't want to watch that anymore. It kind of stops being funny at a certain point, and it's just like kind of concerning how far these guys will go. I don't know who says it, Poopsie or somebody says it. They're like, you're already an icon. Like, you don't have to do this. You don't need this, you know. But they're gonna keep going and they're gonna push it, but they can only do so much. So to me, the weak part of Jackass Best and Last is that there really are no new bits that are worth its weight as a movie. There are a couple funny things and you know, a couple little things where it's like, okay, that still pushes the envelope just a little, but not like big stakes, you know, launching off a rocket or getting hit blindfolded and getting hit with a bull. Like, there's none of that. But it was fun to revisit and see the old bit.
Yeah, some of those, no spoilers, but they do bring back all those iconic ones that you, if you're a Jackass watcher, have thought of and seen. You'll go down memory lane, and it's very fun to see, actually. So
by and large, people sort of agree with us when you look at the numbers. Most of the Jackass movies, or at least the newest one, had a budget of about $10 million. This one, as it sits right now, has an overall box office win of about $21 million.
Damn.
So, I mean, it's an increase, but when you look at it compared to Jackass 3D, the highest grossing in the franchise, that brought home about $175 million. So I think the numbers have spoken that it's okay for us to retire Jackass, fellas. It's okay to do something different. As far as like some personal things, it's like, yeah, there's nostalgia. I think if you're an old school fan, obviously it's worth a watch because you do get to revisit some of that stuff. Johnny Knoxville makes it very clear in this that this is indeed the last movie. It's hard to know if he's being serious though, because nobody knows if they could take him serious. I kind of hope that it really is. I hope it's not just a bit. We don't need any more dicks and assholes. I honestly felt like the last movie was a Jackass Forever. I think it was a great title, by the way.
That's pretty awesome.
To me, that one felt like more of a conclusion. For one, the lack of Ryan Dunn and Bam, that was really felt in the last movie. Very, very obvious the whole time that those personalities were not there. And I thought they did a really, really nice tribute to Ryan Dunn. I felt like that was kind of the whole... I'm trying to remember. I think it was like the whole end credit sequence or something. They did a lot to pay tribute to Ryan Dunn. They do a little bit of that in this one, but it's kind of like, it just kind of happens, and then it just kind of ends. And I just kind of felt like, but why did this need to happen? And that that takes a lot. If I'm saying that, that means something. If I'm walking out of something and I'm thinking, why did that have to be made? Probably not great. I have a hard time dogging on anything, but it was not like the worst thing. It was very disgusting. The old bits were great. Seeing unaired footage, great.
Awesome.
The guys are still funny even though they're old. It's funny to watch all these old geezers get together and kind of like fuck with each other a little bit.
They're just natural stars on the camera.
They just know it. They've been doing it forever. You know, they've been doing it forever. But I feel like the lack of new bits with any substance, I could take it or leave it. I also noticed, and I don't know like what the story is, but also it's like they had some new characters. We saw them in the last movie. You know, those guys are they're fine, like whatever, but it's just not OG anymore. We want the OG. And Rachel, who's the only woman on the cast, didn't have any bits in this movie other than like the opening sequence. She was just around, and that could be because they cut a bunch of her stuff down. Like we don't know what the reason is for that, but it's obvious. No, like no, throw her off a something rather.
What if this is a transition to a new Jackass with none of the OG and it's just like the new peeps plus even more new people, Wes?
And a lot of people talk about that. There's been a lot of
can't milk it.
There's been some chatter, if you will, that maybe they're gonna pass off the torch and do some kind of new.
We'll see what happens, right? I think
it just doesn't. It just we don't need it, And maybe that's for a younger generation to decide. Even you, we're too old at this point to like decide if the youth needs new Jackass.
They do. You need to be a dumbass your whole teenager life.
Maybe, but that was like our thing. We're now in the.
That is our thing.
We are in the era of like creepy pastas, like internet conspiracy. That's the kind of stuff. It's like the Amazing Digital Circus. I didn't even know what that was until my kid was telling me all about it. You know what that is.
So good.
And that's like a huge thing. Like there's just new things.
That doesn't involve beating your own ass.
That don't involve having a robot put its finger in your butt. Like, which is literally
what has happened.
I'm not even making that up. That's a bit. So we just, I feel like it was a good run. It's okay for it to end. Overall, it's, it's like the good and the bad are kind of a balance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I rate this one, I put it right at about a 6 out of 10.
I got to watch Jackass a lot when I was growing up, mind you. So when we got into the movie theater, I was like, wow, like I know a lot of these bits, a lot more than I really thought I knew. So Jackass was really prevalent, not just in your life, your old,
wow,
my life too. Jackass 3 in theaters with my family.
Did you see it in 3D?
Crazy. I did not. But that one had a lot of gross.
I had a friend I had to have my friend. He reminded me of like 3D, and then they had all the dildos flying in 3D. See, you just can't top that stuff.
Just pure debauchery, pure degen stuff, and that kind of like molded us in the MTV era. So like it was just kind of accepted and almost like encouraged in our world at that time, at least at a teenage angst like level. So
pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
And I think that they should have maybe put more of a focus on that's your audience. Is going to be people who are going for the nostalgia, and more classics, less dicks and assholes.
Holy. I would give it 6.5 out of 10. So
yeah.
It was a little subpar, but nostalgia really carried it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. That was the positives column. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Negative columns, too many. Dicks and assholes. All right. Well, that's what we thought of Jackass Best and Last. You got some thoughts. Let us know what you think. Hit that comment section. Feel free to like and subscribe. Obviously, we're still doing this, so it's going okay. We dig it. We like it. Channel is coming. I know a couple people have asked, like, why does it look like shit? There's a lot to build out. I didn't want to wait on us getting our reviews out, so we figured Cinemapologist full go. But we will share a lot of other stuff on this channel as well. We already did a little physical media. We'll do more physical media. We'll probably tap into video games a little bit, because that's a little more up Luis's wheelhouse. The goal has always been to showcase all kinds of stuff on this channel, so I will definitely be putting film on here. I'd like to put every film that I make on here, because this is the audience. Trying to condense all the things kind of into one place you can find it. My other channel is just full of like wedding videos and like trash that nobody really, unless you're the people who were married, you love it.
And we love it.
But other people don't really care.
If you're divorced, we hate it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? There probably is a market for divorce videos. I should tap into that. But anyway, that's the other channel. This one, pretty soon, all the, design work and all the things are coming along. We got some films that I'll be throwing on here. And who knows, maybe we'll deep dive on some of that too. I'd love to just let you sit and talk a bunch of trash about what I'm working and then gas me up on how good I am. We'll see what happens. That's what we got for you. Thanks for hanging. Remember, be kind, rewind. Physical media is forever. And peace out.